Miguel Iterati back here on the CRP, and we're going to delve into a little bit of boxing news. We're going to look at some of the heavyweight boxing rumors that are going on out there, and what I'm referring to is the potential return of former champion Wladimir Klitschko. Right now in boxing, you got the big three, and the big three consists of Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder. Wilder scheduled to fight against Dominic Breazeale May 18th. You've got Joshua scheduled to fight Jarrell Miller on June 1st, and you've got Tyson Fury scheduled to fight Tom Schwartz on June 15th. So in that month, you get the big three, but there are these persistent rumors that keep popping up about Wladimir Klitschko coming back, and what that would do is that would have the effect of giving you a big four instantly in the heavyweight division. Now, what's it really going to take for Wladimir to get, actually into the ring? That's a long path, and we're going to look a little bit at it real quick here. But the first step is there, because Klitschko, you got to look at Klitschko as a guy this way. He's 43 years old, but he was a guy who always took care of himself. Physical fitness was a top priority for him, so he's still in shape, and you have to consider that he should be able to get himself together for one final run at this age, should he so want. At the very least, he thinks he should be able to do that, and if he's healthy. And what that does is, I stated he's 43 years old. He's already 64-5 on his career, 53 knockouts. Those are both very big numbers. 64 wins in the modern era in the heavyweight division. That's a telling number. Over 50 knockouts, like the 50 knockout club. He's at 53, so I consider those to be very big numbers in Klitschko's favor. And Klitschko's a guy who looks at that. He looks at legacy. So one of the things that has to be right for him to come back, he's got to feel physically right. Number two is the matches have to be right. He's not going to come back to do, matches against B guys or pass the torch matches. He's going to come back, for big money fights against the top guys on the shelf right now. So those qualities can be met. Now, money, that's why we're having this conversation, why we're doing this podcast, because DAZN is tossing around money, and then, you've got ESPN as a rival there that's also tossing around money. And who do you go with there? Rumors are that he's getting a two-fight offer for $60 million. Now, two fights to me means they can move him in. Joshua fights coming up here against Jarrell Miller. Obviously, he gets by Miller is what's expected. And then they could do the Klitschko fight in November. And that, fits, I think, into a plan that would work out real well for DAZN. It takes care of Joshua's next opponent. They once again ice Fury and Deontay Wilder, leaving them, to fight each other or to find opponents and stuff. And meanwhile, they brought in a top quality guy who will generate a big money fight. Josh will get a huge payday out of it, and it will be an attention getter. In terms of what are the fights going to happen? If he signs with DAZN, then the Joshua fight's there. But can he do the fight with Deontay Wilder as the second fight, or is a potential there for Klitschko to meet Tyson Fury again? That would be two rematches, Joshua and Fury, and that might interest Klitschko. Avenge those two losses. That would certainly help his legacy. So there's a situation there where it's the same. This is the same question that we've been asking in boxing for ages, right? Can Don King work with Bob Arum? Can Eddie Hearn work with Frank Warren? Can HBO work with Showtime? Here we're asking, can DAZN work with ESPN? If Klitschko's with DAZN, is there any path that gets you to a Tyson Fury fight now that Tyson Fury is on ESPN? So those are all the things that have to be worked out. And then once you get that, this is the real reason it's real frustrating to talk about Klitschko. Klitschko is a guy who's going to have those conditions met. Money, good opponent, legacy stuff, all taken care of. And then when he gets to the fight, he's got to be reasonably, let's say, 80, 90%. So if he suffers an injury or something in training, he's going to pull out of the fight, and this whole thing is going to be derailed. And DAZN is going to be a considerable risk of that, because at 43, going on 44, Klitschko has been brittle at times, and like I said, he'll probably fight through a smaller injury, but at some point he has pulled out because of injuries and because he doesn't want to perform when he's not 100%. So Klitschko, even signed by DAZN or signed to do a big fight, it's going to come down to watching him walk down the path and get in the ring first before it's set. But the addition of Wladimir Klitschko to the division in 2019 is a good short patch to get us some bigger fights than we're looking at otherwise. So we'll see if it actually happens. I think the possibility is there. I'm leaning towards about a 60-40 right now that we do see Klitschko, although, like I said, or that we do see Klitschko sign, and then, for it to be in the ring, it's probably less. So we'll see, and we'll be back here at the CRP as this situation develops. I'm Miguel Dorati with your boxing news.